Hello, everybody. I want to talk about the real estate drama that has been happening in Nigeria and my 2 cents. I've been promising that I would talk about it. Now, there's people, in fact, today on Twitter, the entire conversation about the real estate business has been trending. Now, I understand fully well that Lagos is a busy place and Lagos has, one of the highest like investment, things like that. So people come in. So just like living in California, I've lived in California. The day my cousin asked me her rent, what my rent was, and I told her, she was like, that's my mortgage in Minnesota. She was like, or is it I've forgotten where she stayed. She was like, nah, that's my mortgage there, like where she was, right? So I understand, even living in Lagos, you can live in a 2 bedroom that'll be costing you 2 point something million. And if you take that 2 point something million and go to the east, that money will give you an entire mansion. So yes, I understand. And it gets worse when you live in places like you live on the island or you live on the mainland in certain areas that are like GRA, some places that are more expensive than the other. It depends on what is close to it. It depends if it has water, if it's dry, so many factors. But let me just say that this thing has actually become broad daylight robbery. And I'm going to talk about my few experience living, renting, and buying in Lagos versus doing the same thing abroad. In Lagos, right, we have, when you want to rent an apartment, they'll tell you that, okay, the apartment is, I remember renting this apartment, a 1 bed. I'll put this thing in the comment section. You would think that if you're going to be spending over 4 million on a 1 bed, you at least expect that now in Nigeria, we don't have pay monthly, even if it's 10 million, 20 million, even if you just graduated from NYSC, nothing like you're a student. In fact, the lower it is of the more they will not want to rent to you. So you would think that, okay, if you pay this amount of money, the next step will be at least just moving. No. You rent this house for ridiculous amount of money and nothing is working. Like absolutely nothing. I'm going to use I want to give this particular example of what happened to me. After paying this amount of money, okay, start up, I wanted to live in Lekki since my office was in VI. And guys, if you know one thing about traffic, you will know that even that Lekki to VI, it still had its traffic at peak hours. If I don't leave at a certain time and come at a certain time, sometimes just the roundabout to even leave your own house, to leave your estate area will have traffic. So the closer you are to these places, to your place of work, helps reduce your stress and so many things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start. And for me, at that time, it was a time where I said, okay, if I start this, Sarah, this will motivate me, inspire me to be higher, higher, higher. So let me just try. So I did it. These people asked me for a security deposit. Now, what is your security deposit for? For a house that doesn't even have a microwave. For a house that literally came empty. Like when I say empty, the only thing they have there is like they've put the ceiling, door, that's all. Now, the first thing you have to do first is to change the locks. For a house that doesn't have nets, where you have to install nets. And let me tell you something, anything that your landlord doesn't do before you pay, forget it. Forget it. So I was asking myself, okay, all this security deposit that they're asking for, what exactly? Is it for if the person doesn't pay rent? It's more like, if the person, because our rents are yearly. So it's not like it's monthly where you can say, okay, you now write to evict the person. It's every year. So you've paid for the year regardless. It's for if you damage something. And I said, please look around. What is there to damage? I'm going to repaint this place. Too many things. So I did all that, walked in, bought everything. There was nothing. Like I said, absolutely nothing. Even the door handles were not good. Had to change the handles. Some of the nets just had to literally redo everything. Let me down shock you. These houses most of them don't even come with the basic. Like when I mean the basic, they don't even come with a wardrobe. So you would think that after paying this amount of money, like I said, you will move in. No, you have to do your dressing table, your TV console, even the glass. You know, when you get into when you go into a shower, like a glass for the shower, none. So when you're budgeting your money, the separate money you now have to budget is. I say you might rent a house for 5 million, and you need to budget another 3 million to do up the house. And I'm not saying to do it up to suit you, to do it all to have the basic, not because you want it, like, okay, maybe I want this color, I want, no, 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 to do it up to a livable place after paying that amount of money. Now, the agents, I'll take it one by one. Agents in Lagos, in Nigeria, they just take you to a house. Most times, like my agent, I even found them online. So I'm the one that still went online. I said, okay, rent for this. I'm the one that contacted them. They took me there. I liked the place. I paid. The agent, 10% is done. That's it. The agent takes the money. The agent doesn't have any business with you again. The agent doesn't even help to ensure that the landlord fixes the things that he said, because obviously they'll tell you, when you pay, we'll fix this, we'll fix that, we'll do that for you, we'll put. The agent just collects his money and moves. Whatever you're doing with the house is no more your business. Now, if you're renting or buying a house in an estate, that's a separate one. In this case, I rented that house in an estate because I wanted to pay my service charge. I didn't want to deal with buying water. I didn't want to deal with electricity. I just wanted to pay and move in. Now, you pay your service charge and still buy light. It's different. Now, in this estate, generators are not allowed. So they promised us 24-hour light. Since you're not allowed to bring generator, I bought fan. I remember that I bought non-rechargeable. I didn't have power bank because I was like, it's okay. It's 24-hour light, so no need of buying rechargeable fan because there will always be lights. They said, be careful of the people managing the estate. They have to be just as, in fact, if you're buying a house or you're renting a house in an estate, it's better to even know the managers of the estate more than the landlord, because you don't have any business with the landlord. You have business with the estate management, because estate management are the ones responsible for water and everything put together. The landlord can just speak to them if you have a good landlord to say, I promised this person this thing. Why is it not going like this? So they told me that these same people are the people that manage this estate, Northern Foreshore Estate. I've lived in Northern Foreshore for like about 4 years. Not a single issue. So one of the lady even comes that day, and I recognize her, and I'm like, oh yes, these people are really saying the truth because this lady works there that I've seen her. Now, the difference is this block of flats that I rented, right? Even though it's expensive, it's 1 bed and 2 bed. That's the only thing they have there. So majority of the people, the homeowners, do not live there. They buy it and they rent it out. I'm going somewhere. And most of the people that live there are either young people, startups, people that companies are paying for. Most times people that, companies are paying for, a family that just got married and they want to just start up in a 2 bed till they move out or something like that. Those are the only kind of people there. So it's not really about the person managing it. It's where are they managing. So I said, for these people to be managing Northern Foreshore. Now, the difference with Northern Foreshore and this place is that Northern Foreshore, the owner and a lot of people own that property. So you are dealing with property owners. So the way the management company would treat somewhere that homeowners is not the same thing with these younger people, because most of young people will just run and let it go. These homeowners, they will go to court, they will do several things because, it's their property. But this one, if they frustrate you too much, you will just wait. When your 1 year expires, you just leave. But because, so basically my point is, having those people that even manage an estate that I like did not translate to this one. Day one, 24-hour light though. Day one, they took lights. I was waiting for changeover. I was there. Hey, I'm not in a 24-hour light, because before my previous house, I would have called the security man to on the generator. Now, generators are not allowed. Inverters are not allowed. So that means they are 100% responsible for your lights. Okay, so I'm there like, when are they changing? 20 minutes. I was giving myself, maybe they are putting diesel 30 minutes, 1 hour. They haven't turned on the lights. I go outside to the gent side. I see people standing there. What's happening? The guy was like, what again now? You guys keep doing this. I was like, okay, I'm sorry. It's not even one off. It's something that's been happening. Hey! And I have work tomorrow. What have I done? Like I said, I didn't buy any rechargeable lights. I didn't buy a rechargeable fan. In my mind, I'm coming to 24-hour lights. In fact, the only reason, like I told the lady, the only reason I'll be paying over 3 point something million to stay in a one bed was because of the service of this, not the house. There's nothing in the house. There's no beauty. I literally was the one that did up the house down to painting it and making it look nice. So it's the comfort I am paying for. So this is not my fight with the landlord. It's you guys as the management company that I have issues with, because these are what you guys promised me. Because now, mind you, there are 2 contracts. You sign one with the landlord, which is the agency. Then you sign another one with the company, meaning you sign their rules and regulation, and their rules says things like, okay, don't bring in gender, it's fine, don't bring in this. So if I'm not bringing in this thing, you're 100% responsible for my water, you're 100% responsible. And do you know what it is for me to pay service charge every month? Whether I work, whether I don't work, I have to pay you guys service charge every month. The guy was like, yes. One of the guys was like, this is what has been happening. I said, God, why didn't I ask questions? I came in, the day I came, every time I came to check, because I came to check the property like 3 times. Even when I had a meeting with the property lawyer, it was there. Everything was calm. Why didn't this thing happen? One of those days when I was there, what have I done? God, that day, my body, I slept without lights because it was already late. This thing happened late at night. I didn't want to go back because, my sisters are in the previous house, so I could have gone there. I didn't want to go. It was already late. I said, let me just rough it. Hopefully, NEPA will, EKDC will bring light. For some reason, this particular day, they refused to bring light till like probably about 4 a.m. They brought light, so it was easy for me to just prepare and go to work. I came back in the afternoon. These people are still hitting comb and the generator. Like, God, it was like the most... they were hitting like, okay, a place like that, you expect that, professionals come and repair the generator. These people were still outside. Like one guy, sir, I think it's this. He'll go and buy it. No, I think, like doing trial and error on the generator. I'm like, so you guys are going to leave us here and another night without lights? No, we're going to bring it. It came and it went up. I stayed again, just hoping, because I told myself that the moment I run away, that's how I'll go. Even when I called my friend, they're like, if you don't stay, you just have to rough it out. Because if you leave, that's how it will keep being. That's how these people did not bring light again. The next day, they now brought one gen that they will be going round. I don't know, they on. Everything just did, but everybody's thing was just blasting. So what happened? They said that the developer, which is something these developers always do, that the generator that the developer brought is not good. So the more people move in and turn on loads like their fridge and everything, the more it affects it. So you sell houses to people, and the contract is that you're supposed to give them a good gen, because this is 24-hour light. Now, when you're doing 24-hour, that means you're looking at least 2 gens and even a backup, because you are saying don't even bring inverter. Now, as I'm saying, this service charge, aside from the fact that you have to pay for the service charge, you have to pay for the light. The light has a minimum buy. And the light has, like, if you buy 50,000 naira of that time, before lights even started increasing more and more, if you buy 50,000 naira, you on your AC, on your fridge, the next day the money will be off. So you're spending a lot of money to be here, and you cannot even get the basics. We start calling for meeting. My dear, you will call these people for meeting. You will beg for the... Now, mind you, as a tenant, as a resident, whether you're a tenant or whether you're a house owner, as a resident, according to the law, actually the Lagos state law, the management of that estate is working for you. whether you're a landlord or you're a tenant, as long as you live there. Why? Because they are paying them from that service charge. So they're supposed to be transparent. They're supposed to bring, this is how much we spent in diesel, like they do in my current estate. This is how many hours we've run it. This is it. Like they're supposed to be transparent. In fact, they're supposed to share at the end of the month. They're even supposed to send it as letter and keep it at everybody's door to know what is happening. So how can you be calling the people that you're in quotes paying and they're not even answering you? So, like I said, I'll go to work. I'll come back. I'm already seeing that everywhere is dark. At some point, I had to just run away for like a week. I ran out and came back. These people now said that, oh, due to the light situation, that things have increased, so we now have to be regulating the light. I said, okay, all well and good. This is how we should regulate the light. Think about people going to work. Because remember, you guys made us not to bring inverter, not to bring our gen, so you're responsible for it. But okay, let's just say that no one knew that there will be a time where light will escalate like this in Nigeria. So a good fair balance will be good. So if you on it for this specific hour, so that people that are going to work can pray, then again in the afternoon, you turn it on again. So there is a schedule and you guys must follow the schedule. Because example, if I want to book a Zoom meeting, I will book the meeting at this time to this time because in my mind, there is light. Because remember, if you're using Wi-Fi now, I don't even want to come to the part of the Wi-Fi. Do you know that these people did not as much as allow us to run internet cable, that it will spoil their marble? I was the one that was going back and forth with Fiber One. They wrote them a letter, came back. I said, there is nowhere in this contract or anywhere in Nigeria in this time and age that you would tell people that they are not allowed to put fiber that goes from the floor. They now made the people send them a contract and sign that anything they spoil, like they break the interlocking tiles, that they break, that they're going to repair. That's how I fought for people. And they now came and put, and every other person just connected to it, to the internet. So, okay, like I said, we agreed to it. Okay, give us light this time to this time. I will book my meetings around that time. I'll do all that at least. So let's say it's supposed to be on. Let's say 8 to 11. By 8, where is the light? If there is no NEPA light, 9, 10, what's up? They now send mail. Sorry, due to our engineers are on it. Like I mentioned, these engineers that they are calling is like, these engineers that they're always calling, it's not like they're using a professional company that know what they are doing. No, if you go outside, it's the estate manager, the facility manager, that is there hitting with one other guy. They're hitting, hoping for it to come out. Who will you talk to? Agent that's getting his agency money and gone. Landlord's concern is his rent. The people that are charged of, they're supposed to be managing it, like I said, because they're not property owners there, refuse to come for meeting. That's how we are going back and forth. The moment this thing started, I started looking for somewhere else. While I was looking for this, as soon as I found a place, I could not complete my 1 year. Nobody was going to refund me my money because I paid for 1 year. It got so uncomfortable because, like I said, no lights. They rely on NEPA lights. We were not allowed to bring inverter. At least if we have inverter, it will even save some time. At this point, for majority of it, I was working from home. So if you're working from home, it means that it's comfortable. So the days that you're working from home, you're supposed to have access to internet. Sometimes I had to go to the office if I had important meetings because I wasn't sure I could get light. And the internet is connected to light. Before you know it, you know these devices, even if you charge it for 10 hours, once is a specific time, everything goes off. So that will also affect your work. So I had to eventually leave without even finishing it. And since then, I learned so many lessons. Even though I lost money there, I learned lessons. Who are those managing? Who are those there? Are there homeowners there? Because when the landlord and every other person, if you're renting, when the landlord and the people there, if they don't live there and they're just tenants like you, they don't care. But if they are there, if homeowners are there, they care. So even when you're buying, this doesn't just apply to rent. Even when you're buying, make sure that other people are there. Like when I walked into the home I was in, the one I left before this one, all those issues, like even when there's an issue, It's solved immediately because almost everybody, they are homeowners. Yes, they are homeowners. The management company, for when they did too much, they remove them. Like I said, when the owners are involved, they treat it differently. They remove them and we start managing it by ourselves. When these people were managing every day, we're in minus 2 million, we're in minus 3 million. When we start managing it by ourselves, there was no minus again. Very interesting. No minus again. When there was an issue, everybody will solve it. So my point is, this thing that's been trending about realtors, agents, developers, a lot needs to be done. How do you buy a house worth millions? And these people do the barest. Like, I'm talking, you would change doors. They will use the lowest of the lowest quality and sell it for millions. And they keep saying that things are expensive. And they say that, oh, how much is cement? Are you the one buying cement for the landlord? Are you the one buying this thing for her? No. If you're going to be charging someone a specific amount of money, that means you have factored it. You cannot still charge that money and use substantial things. Look at POPs. Like, I went into a house when I was trying to buy this house. I went into a house. If you see the millions they were calling for me, going back and forth, I walked into the house, the whole POP had fallen. And the agent was still telling me, don't worry, they'll fix it up. I said, your POP has fallen. You're telling me you'll fix it. This tells a lot. I should stay here. So their whole house. It tells a lot about the kind of materials that you guys used. And you're still calling money. And he was even telling me that the only way they will fix it is that when I pay, that they will now fix it. So it's just like the way they've overused the word luxury. The landlords, and I am a landlord. So this is not like as if I'm just fighting because, no, I am a landlord. So which is good. I'm saying it from a place of all of us. Landlords need to start being held accountable. Realtors, developers, everybody involved needs to now be held accountable. If your house is going to be going for a certain amount of money, then you must at least provide some basic things. Somebody cannot be paying 7 million in rent and all you do is to be sending the person letter and increasing the rent when you don't even have as simple as a microwave, a cooker, like gas cooker. These houses come empty, except you buy from someone that already has all those things in place. Then, like I said, when I was buying this house, the lady was doing it up for her son. Her son didn't come again, so she just sold it with everything in it. Even though I changed it because it wasn't my style, I feel like that's the basics that should be coming with these things. If an agent also has some sort of responsibility, before an agent puts up a house, he or her job responsibility is to make sure that what that landlord, because you've acted as my agent, you make me pay agency fee, you make me pay legal, but you cannot even as much as tell the landlord, look at what you promised to my client, because I become your client. You can't just take 5% or 10% without even making sure that the things, because you are the one that promised me. They will tell you swimming pool, you go there, they will not treat the swimming pool. So if as an agent, you sold those things to me, lying that they have this and that, then it's also your job to be responsible for ensuring that those things are in place. If you're selling a house and you're calling it luxury, look at the one this guy put up the other day. You're putting out a house for lease for over 18 million and it doesn't even have a shower. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. And it's not becoming because they know that the demand is there. I saw a lady on TikTok, a young girl, she went to rent a house. I think it was Mile 2. After paying over 2.5 million, she has not had lights. Why? It's not about like even they don't even have the meter and all. My friend was telling me the other day that his 1 year rent is about to expire. They are still looking for meter. Meter. Is it the job of tenants, not even house owners? Is it the job of tenants to go and buy pumping machine, to go and get meter for their home? No. So I really believe that it is time for the government to come and look into this. There needs to be some sort of, regulation, because it is becoming a pandemic. And like I said, it's becoming broad daylight stealing. Or what level do you have to put up 100 and what's that money again? They'll say $18 million. $18 million. You don't even have smart lock. I'll still come and put the smart lock by myself. then they will now go and look for the cheapest. If they want to even put anything for you, everything is the cheapest. Is the cheapest. If you're going for the cheapest, then that should also affect your price. What affects the price of, like, everybody should start being responsible. The same way we hold our politicians accountable, we should start holding ourselves accountable. The agents need to be held accountable for certain things. The lawyer as well. If you're, what is legal? That document that you're performing for that amount of money, that means if that house is also having a problem, you owe it to me to write. Like I said, like you owe it to me to write. Then what's the percentage that an amount can be increased, and at what point can it be increased? This thing should be put in place. Not just somebody will wake up one day and tell you that he heard that the property has gone up, so his rent is now, they will just times it times 3, but the person has not contributed anything to ensure that the environment that they even provided for you is safe and like it's livable. No. Like after that experience, all my house since then, I ask questions, I make my inquiries. Who are the, like when I came here, the first thing I asked was, who are the, what do you call it? Who are the people here? Are they homeowners? Okay, they're homeowners, that means they're also invested. I had to find out the company. They said, yeah, that they've even fired 2 companies. So is that sort of place where they can fire the company if they're not doing well? I'm like, better. Like, how do you have a young person that just starting up in life, spend over 4 million and had to leave it halfway because they could not even provide the basics? I say you will beg these people to throw away dustbin. You'll be driving in. There will be dustbins filled up at the entrance. I'll send a text like, see, I'll snap it and send to the woman. Oh, they are coming to clear it, but you've paid your service charge. You want to swim the pool, but you people sold pool. Is it gym? Let's not even go there. So I definitely agree with this movement that there needs to be regulation. Landlords need to start doing better. Realtors, developers, it starts from that, should start doing better. I don't even want to go into the part of when you're buying the house. I feel like I'll have a separate one. These people buy houses and they don't even perfect their documents. Like during my search, I'll be searching for a house in A. It will be showing there that the owner of the person is not, like, crazy. Then that's how they demolish places. If I didn't know all this to go through, you see people crying that they just bought a place that it was demolished. They didn't run checks because I said there was a check of someone that I said this house has been marked because you guys, like, this is by a canal. They were saying to my face, nah, nothing will happen. I said, please. You know, so like this is it, because at the end of the day, Lagos is a busy place. We have more investors. We should actually do better and make it more convenient. And the only way we can do that is start holding ourselves accountable. It's not only the politicians, it's us, the agents, the realtors, the developers. And then you now know where the tenant now comes in. You're charging someone for deposit for nothing in the house, but you're quick to evict them when they don't pay their rent. Anyways, let me know if you guys have had any experience. Let me know what you think. If you're outside Nigeria and this is also happening in your country or where you are currently, let's talk about it. Thank you. My name is Sarah Donald. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.